Imagine a man, perfectly engineered to piss you off and brick you up. Howdy hole, and welcome back to Hole Chat, a boy love and girl love podcast that thinks they should add fucking to the Olympics. I'm your host, Chuck, and with me is someone commonly referred to as a brick house, Keelz.
Frowning strongly.
Why?
Don't know.
I'm so sorry. Are you not a brick house? You're going to tell me you're not a brick house? You're going to say with your whole chest that there's no part of you that's represented in that song?
Forcing me to accept compliments is rude.
Go fuck yourself. Whatever. Alright. Currently, we're recording this. I have surgery tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, this is past Chuck telling you that Pride Month is ending soon.
Woo!
And with that, I felt like we should do something super silly to kind of cap things off. Because Pride isn't just about starting a riot. It's also about celebrating queer joy while throwing bricks through somebody's window because they were an asshole. We can do all of those things at the same time. We contain multitudes. Queer people are so strong and resilient and beautiful. So, if you are planning to go, I don't know, cause problems, put this episode on. Because we're going to have a silly, goofy time today.
I'm so exhausted. We literally will be leaving at 5 a.m., which is like 7 hours away, to go do the surgery. And I'm so tired, man. I'm so tired.
Hey, it doesn't matter.
No, all that to say is I think we should get another June over. We need another Pride Month, one where we can both actually relax and not worry about one of us being half dead for the month.
Yeah, I'm going to be fucked up the next 2 weeks in a good way, so I'll be fine. We'll just be hanging out. I have so much opportunity to read Boy Love and Girl Love.
True.
I can return to the smut mines.
All right.
So, today, I want to chat about You Get Me Going, a 2021 manhwa by Moscareto and Oh DoYeon. It's a story about a hopeless romantic and a consummate realist fighting and fucking their way to happiness.
That sounds like a song title, honestly.
You Get Me Going?
Yeah, I was half expecting you to be, like, break out into a song and do a pun or something. Mm-hmm. I don't know, it just feels very, like, here's a queer song for you, you know?
I get what you mean, yeah. I can see what you mean. Or, like, it's the titular theme of, like, a musical or something like that. Mm-hmm. The theme that they keep reprising over and over or something like that. Yeah. I get what you mean. Well, I do like this title because they name drop the title at one point, mm-hmm. which is great. A couple of times, totally makes sense. But the direct translation from Korean is "You and I Can't Do This," which I also like.
That's really funny because they're a feisty couple, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's pretty funny, actually.
So I originally found it under their title, "You and I Can't Do This." And then I saw the English title. I was like, I mean, the English title's great, but the Korean one's so much funnier to me.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, we're going to be talking about feisty, silly bullshit.
Nice.
So, are you ready?
Yes.
Let's take this last journey together before anesthesia time. Our story begins mid-fight between the two main characters, Ko Young-won and Kang Hyun-woo. Young-won's beating a hasty retreat not because he's afraid of Hyun-woo, but because he's trying to avoid catching a murder charge. Young-won storms to the office, Hyun-woo shouting after him, not stopping until he reaches a place of refuge, the soda machine. So
okay. So no fighting past the vending machine.
Young-won's just trying to separate himself. So, like, the very first panel is someone shouting, like, hey, you can't just walk away, and Young-won is beating a hasty retreat, just speed walking through the office as angry as can be, like, no, I can't walk away, okay?
I gotta say, I'm the person who enjoys when people get messy. If I was their coworker, I'd be having the best time watching them.
There are some coworkers in the background, but they're just watching Youngwon make his retreat, and they're like, oh, I guess they're fighting again, huh? So at the soda machine, Youngwon purchases an ice-cold Coca-Cola and chugs it, using the beverage to cool the emotional fire burning within him. Hyun-woo fucking sucks. Only thought that he's having. And then he makes a comment about not needing an endoscopy with how far up his ass Hyun-woo is.
Jesus Christ.
This is like page 5.
No, I would be all over watching this. This would be so funny to me.
Yeah. His inner turmoil is interrupted by one of the team leads. She just wanted to check up on him, you know? Because it's extremely obvious that he just had another fight with Hyun-woo. Because, like I said, everyone in the office knows.
Yeah.
No one's surprised.
God, what a hostile working environment.
And it's just these two motherfuckers. It's nobody else. Everyone else can have a calm meeting, but it's always these two.
Like, are you going to go into the specifics of why they're fighting all the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are going to get there.
Because as messy as this is, I'd also be like, this is fucking annoying. Like, if it is every day, I'd be like, hey, HR, snap, snap, snap.
Mm-hmm.
Do something.
Mm-hmm. Before Youngwon can respond to his team lead, an equally angry Hyun-woo makes an appearance mid-admonishment, saying, like, you can't just walk out of a meeting, so still shouting as he's following him. And then it's like, oh, yeah, hey, team lead, bows to her real quick. And then he immediately refocuses attention back onto Youngwon. The two professionals enter a glaring match.
You were chewing him out in front of the team lead.
Well, he stops chewing him out just to glare at him.
Okay.
Because Hyun-woo's also like, well, I know we're fighting again, but I'm still mad.
My team lead would have kicked our asses.
Yeah,
Think of who she was. She would have grabbed us by the necks and she would have been super nice. Hey, you guys, we can't do that. Let's go talk. And then she'd kill us.
I have had, I think, a wider variety of team leads. So I've definitely had team leads that would just sit back for a while and get the popcorn out and then eventually do something. And I can't say that I wasn't that team lead.
Yeah, you were very much like, fighting's good for him.
Yeah, because if they can fight about it, they can make up.
Yeah. I had the team lead that was like, oh, you want to fight? I'm going to make you fight for your lives. How about that?
Yeah.
Impressive, because it did work. No matter how much you hated someone, she did make you work so hard that you're like, I'm never going to fuck with this person again.
Yeah, she went for exhaustion. I generally went for, if we could have a fight pit installed in the warehouse, then we could get each other's grievances out and then go back to being normal.
Yeah.
And I think this is what these two are doing.
Woof.
And maybe that's why everyone's being chill about it, but we'll see in a second. But so, the two professionals enter a glaring match. Eyes only for each other. The world falling away to just behold the insufferable twat in front of them. The team lead tells them not to fight anymore, but it falls on deaf ears. So she leaves, jokingly mentioning how if they keep up this behavior, they might end up falling in love with each other.
That is like, just to say it, it is my least favorite rhetoric. Oh, y'all fight so much, you're gonna fall in love. It's like that whole bullshit of like, oh, he's only pulling your hair because he likes you. You know, when the boy's bullying you as a kid. I don't know. Even as a 6-year-old, that made me close my eyes and want to fight Jesus.
Mm-hmm. In this case, she is trying to make them feel bad.
Good.
This is a direct attack. Like, can y'all please grow the fuck up?
Honestly, she should make them do push-ups. I had a job where if you were fighting with each other, the manager would make you do push-ups.
Yeah, I feel like they could have implemented different things to get these two to calm the fuck down. Well, maybe that could have worked.
Yeah.
Because one of them's real chesty, and I don't think it would have been a big deal for him to do it. He wouldn't have stopped fighting at all.
Yeah.
Well, the team lead drops that snarky little comment, and it is a comment that sends a shiver down Youngwon's spine. He knows she's unaware of his orientation, but the mere thought of being anything but antagonistic with Hyun-woo is disgusting. He wouldn't be with Hyun-woo even if he was the last fucking man on Earth.
Something about the story tells me otherwise.
Yeah, insert foreshadowing noises here, which would probably sound like flop, 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 flop.
Whop, whop, get a mop. Oh no, man.
Hyun-woo snaps Young-won out of his thoughts as he chides him like a child, warning him to keep his emotions at bay in their afternoon meeting, lest he wants to cause a problem.
God.
Hyun-woo is an asshole. Because let me tell you, if somebody came to me and said, like, hey, don't continue this behavior because it could mess things up later, as though I'm a kid, doesn't matter how much fucking older they are than me, I'm breaking somebody's neck.
If you are fighting with me, and then you tell me to stop fighting because I'll embarrass myself, I'll kill you where you stand.
Right? It's that specific, like, don't tell me what to fucking do now, bitch.
My favorite story is one time a customer threatened me in a store, and I was really having a rough day, and I was putting on my best nice smile, and this customer was being an asshole. Our managers were secretly following him around because we could not get him kicked out of the store yet. He had done nothing wrong yet. Mm-hmm. But then he threatened to punch me, and I leaned over my counter and I said, I wish you would.
I remember that.
You know how fast those managers came out of hiding? Because they were just, like, quietly folding clothes in secret areas, like, we better watch this guy. But I'd had a terrible day, and I was like, oh my God, punch me, sir. Because my place of work was like, if anyone hits you, you can hit them back.
Hell yeah.
I was ready. I didn't get to hit him, but it did get him finally thrown out of the store.
Yeah, that's sometimes what it takes. Well, yeah. I'm going to pause and show you a handful of pictures real quick. Specifically the, geez, what now? He seems really angry this time. As
if
Young
every
Won.
Other time wasn't bad.
Oh, yeah, it's like worse this time as I watch Young Won book it through the office. And then this is the line about the who needs an endoscopy when he's up my ass all the time. And he just looks so mad. And Young Won has, like, pretty boy features.
He does.
But he spends most of this time in this comic making insane faces or looking really pissed off.
Like, he's the angriest twink I've ever seen, and so it's really funny.
Truthfully. And then here's the, you can't storm out of a meeting like that. And I'm like, oh, hello.
God. By the way, like, it looks like a gay version of, like, Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask right now.
I get what you mean.
And so, like, it's making I'm doing that little, like, oh my God, of course it's these two. Because, like, I don't know, it feels like queer Tuxedo Mask and queer Sailor Moon. God, that's funny.
They spend so much time angry with one another. That's really the whole point of this story, is they're mad at each other for a long time.
Enemies to lovers. Good flavor.
My bread and butter.
Yeah. Fun in a fictional world. I cannot imagine it happening in real life.
So, I will say, the author for this one, Moscareto, she, in the author's note, said, I wanted to come up with a situation that was really ridiculous and unbelievable, and then run with it. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right, it should be unbelievable. But I live in America. This is not the worst shit I've seen done at a workplace. Not even close.
No. I mean, we come from the state where, like, someone threw a chair at a Waffle House girl and she caught it and set it down or something like that.
You know what?
Wasn't that our state?
I don't think it was our state, but the fact that it could have been.
Yeah.
Because we do have Waffle Houses.
Yeah.
When you enter a Waffle House, we assume that you are entering a PvP match.
Yeah.
At any point in time, you could be the target, and not even of a server or something, but from another customer.
Like.
So they don't get it.
Our Waffle House says don't ever get crazy, but if someone comes in acting a mess, those people that work there are like, cool, get out the boiling coffee, let's throw it at them. Like, they just are like, cool, we're gonna wound you. We will bring you to death.
Yeah,
Don't act a fool in here.
So I can see why the author was like, oh, this is kind of insane, and I'm like, yeah, no one would ever do this.
Oh, boy.
Not in my buttoned-up business. After lunch, Young Won's feeling more like himself. Like the competent ace of the research and development department. He has the appreciation and respect of all co-workers, sans Hyun-woo, and is considered too handsome to be anything but extremely popular on the dating scene. A thing that Hyun-woo definitely disagrees with, because he's like, nah, you can't be popular, you're a piece of shit. I hate you just as much as you hate me. And so, like, there's a scene where his coworkers are welcoming him back, like, oh, did you have a good lunch? And he's kind of sparkling all over.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, man, you can't be single, dude. You're just so, you look so good and so refreshing.
Which is the one that can't be single? The short one or the tall one?
The short one with the like, dirty blonde hair.
Okay.
The sandy hair.
I would have thought it was the other one, but...
Remember, your taste is not necessarily pretty boys, but pretty boys are very popular in Korea.
Okay. What are the, say their names with the hair color again, so I
Youngwon has the sandy hair.
Okay.
And then Hyun-woo has the black hair.
Okay.
So his coworkers are like, you can't possibly say he's single because you're just so refreshing and all this sort of stuff. I'm like, you've got to be super popular with the women.
Boy, what a bunch of kiss asses.
They actually mean it because it's not uncommon, I think, in Korea to, like, really compliment somebody that you know who happens to be hot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they're hot, they're like, no, you really are hot.
I just find that kind of funny because, like, here that would be like, what do these brown nosers want, you know?
I think it depends where you are, though, too. Because I've definitely seen people do it very earnestly.
But if you do it earnestly, but, like, the way you're telling it to me, it just, like, gosh, you're so refreshing in this, it just, I'm like, my face is like, what kind of bullshit is this?
Mm-hmm.
Who says this to somebody, you know?
Right, but they're kind of hyping him up. But the life that they see for Youngwon, that's not the case. As they head up to the afternoon meeting, Youngwon ponders his shit-ass love life.
Ugh.
After a pretty bad start to the dating scene, he has since only dated duds. And that's something that he blames himself for. Because he's a hopeless romantic that falls in love fast and hard to the point where his partners feel smothered. So he says. But he can't help it. His name means forever in Korean, and gay or not, he wants to grow old with someone.
That's also, like, really depressing to hear right out the gate that he's like, well, I'm too much. That's why I don't have a good time loving people. That sucks.
At the beginning, it seems like, oh, he does just fall hard and fast, is what you're thinking. I'm putting in foreshadowing because I read the whole thing.
Right. Well, I mean, like, you can have that trait, but, like, when you start to, like, kind of say that about yourself, but in the negative, that's just, I think that's a sad, lonely thought to have, like, oh, my happiness is too much for someone? Excuse me?
See, it sounds like using context clues.
Stop with the hand gestures.
Sorry.
Stop.
Sorry.
That's what's making this funny, is, like, you're, like, rubbing your fingers together. Like, it's weird cryptid.
But you are using your full brain, and you're looking at literary traits, and you're thinking about how this might affect a person, and you are thinking so 3008 right now.
Awesome.
It's going to be relevant for sure later.
Well, I do like to read, and foreshadowing is like bread and butter, you know?
It's delicious. So, Youngwon is all in his head, kind of musing about, oh, my shit-ass love life. And then cue Hyun-woo, ruining his musings by glaring and non-verbally chiding him once again. So they're across from each other in the meeting room, and Hyun-woo's glaring at him like, hey, you better fucking pay attention.
Quit
This is really
glaring,
important.
you dumbass. Pay attention to your own shit. I don't like the other one. Already.
So thank God, Youngwon's got a hot little blind date that evening, because he finally has something to look forward to.
Oh, no.
Nothing that Hyun-woo has done to him today matters, because I'm going on a blind date, and maybe I'll finally get some action.
Oh, no.
Said date is at the restaurant of a dear friend, Kim Jin-tae, who also orchestrated this blind date. He very sweetly decided to set up two of his friends for an evening filled with free food, drinks, and possibly love. And Jin-tae and Youngwon go way back, so he really is actually trying his best. He knows all about Youngwon's like sordid romantic history, and he wants him to succeed. And he thinks this is going to work.
I have a suspicion.
The old friends have just enough time to hug it out before Youngwon's mystery date appears in the distance.
Nope.
As Youngwon turns to face him, he stares in disbelief, literally rubbing at his eyes in hopes that what he's seeing is just a visual trick. Meanwhile, Jin-tae is just talking up how hot and single this dude is and how much they have in common, both being engineers and such.
Oh, no.
Youngwon's date finally stops his approach and glances over in his direction, at which point he too freezes and stares in shock.
This would suck. You find out your enemy's gay and it's like, God damn it.
Hyun-woo stands before Young-won as they realize they have more in common than they thought. They both have a dumbass friend.
Fuck.
Really, though, they both went to STEM high schools, graduated early, and then pursued engineering so hard they ended up with doctorates. Hyun-woo went abroad for his, and then Young-won stayed in Korea and got his, but very much they took the same path to get where they are in life. They both joined the company around the same time, and also both love cars too goddamn much. Theoretically, they should be perfect for one another.
Yay.
But, as they sit uncomfortable on either side of a food-laden table, it's quite clear that they'd both rather die than hook up.
Is the friend also still there?
Yeah, but he's like, you guys are gonna get along great. And their faces look awful, but he's just like, oh, they're nervous. It'll be fine. You guys have so much in common. Oh shit, I gotta go cover another table, but order whatever you want. Good luck, guys.
This sucks. How fast can I pay to end this date? That would be my next thoughts.
Right. And like, they give a little flashback showing that Young-won at one point, knowing that they had some stuff in common, did try to befriend Hyun-woo, but he very quickly was like, this dude sucks. Because it just shows a scene where they started arguing over coffee.
Okay.
Because Young-won likes Starbucks drinks, like sweet, overly sweet coffee and stuff like that.
Right.
But it gives you the caffeine boost and the sugar boost. And Hyun-woo's like, that's basically just like a treat drink. It's not really coffee. How are you even getting anything from it? And so criticize him that way. And it's just starting with that.
So who started it then?
Hyun-woo started it.
Okay.
But Young-won's like, hey, go fuck yourself. I'll drink what I want.
Good fucking answer. It's none of your goddamn business, is it?
So he tried. And then he's like, nah, I'm good. Fuck him.
God.
Yeah, Hyun-woo is just very different and very outspoken, and it can be difficult to deal with. Which is something he proves by finally breaking their tense silence to ask, Mr. Ko, are you into me?
I hate him.
Absolutely fucking not. But in Hyun-woo's defense, Young-won did spend chunks of the day talking up this date, saying he had a serious crush on them. So he was bragging around the office being like, yeah, I have a date. So he's talking himself up and being like, yeah, I got this cool date and I actually have a crush on him and it's going to be great. So Hyun-woo overheard this and it's like...
That sucks. That's even worse.
It's me then?
That's even worse.
Young-won's so caught up in a mixture of embarrassment and incredulity that he can barely reply. Giving Hyun-woo plenty of time to continue misunderstanding and straightforwardly explain that Young-won's not his type.
God,
Just
help
dead
me.
ass like, well, I hope you don't have a crush on me because you're not my type.
God fucking help me.
Young-won freezes in shock and offense because what's bothering him more is now he's offended.
I mean, yeah, like, I'd be tiny offended too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm petty. I'd be like, how dare you? I don't want to date you, but you should want to date me.
Yeah, and it's exactly that emotion. Like, what do you mean? I'm a catch.
I know. God.
It's like he freezes as his nemesis rubs salt on the wound, encouraging him not to let his big mouth run amok about this incident. And then he cha-chas real smooth away.
Wow, so he just fucking leaves.
Yeah.
You know what I would do? I'd tell everybody I dated the worst fucking guy. I would tell everybody at work. I wouldn't name drop him, but I'd just be like, he was so small and he had such a small dick. So it would just be so bad.
So I will say, both of them are worried about this getting out at work because they're both closeted at work.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting their... Sorry, I was whole ass just like,
no,
this is me. This is what I will do.
But I think this is why they're both so angry about this situation. Because, like, why does it have to be fucking you? And then if you say something, it's going to ruin things for me. But I'm not going to ruin things for you because that's fucked up.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't out somebody.
Right.
But now, you better not.
Forgetting the queerness for a second. Because, like, my brain was just like, I'd kill someone. But, like, with the queerness in perspective... Yeah, this would extra suck because it's like, great, now I have to keep my enemy's secret and hope they keep mine.
Yeah, because you're having to kind of play chicken to make sure, like, you're not going to tell, right? Because I'm not going to tell because you're not going to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hyun-woo makes his little retreat. And this leads to Young-won trying to stop him because he's like, no, wait, you've got a misunderstanding. I'm going to explain to you. You haven't really let me get a word in. But also, I've been too gobsmacked to say anything. So he tries to stop him. But take my hand.
Oh no.
He tries to stop him, but he trips spectacularly, bumping into a server carrying a full platter of raw steaks, sending the steaks flying into the air, where one, inevitably, lands directly on Hyun-woo's face.
Deserved. And also, why the fuck are you walking around in the area with raw steaks?
So, it's a restaurant where you grill your own meat.
Okay.
So they were bringing raw steaks.
Now I got it.
So, excellent date, 10 out of 10, will not negatively affect work life. And then I'm going to pause and show this to you now. Okay, so this is him coming back in from lunch. Being like, I'm all refreshed. And we finally get a more normal look at his face. Because up until this point, you've just seen Young Won looking catty, pissed, frustrated. And then we are right back to it. Because these are his coworkers being like, oh, you must be super popular. Not at all. 1,000-yard stare. This is Hyun-woo being like, pay attention. It's fucking meeting.
Yeah, like, fucking fuck off, dude.
Uh-huh.
Pay attention to yourself.
This is Jin-tae, and they actually are, like, obviously good friends or whatever. I do feel bad for Jin-tae. I really do. He's doing his damnedest, but God. And then this is the moment when Hyun-woo's walking up.
God. Yeah, I'd rub my face too, bro.
Just the shock and dejection.
Ugh, bad night. Ah, and his face too, no. Like, it's like that wide-eyed,
Yeah. And then Jin-tae's still over here like, well, you guys have so much in common as they are. Just sucks. Abject misery.
I'm sorry. That sucks.
And this is right after Hyun-woo was like, well, hey, I thought you might like me since you've been running your mouth all morning. And Hyun-woo specifically does the thing that cats do, where they, like, smack you really hard, and then they look away. So even right here, he obviously sent out a barb and then is like, oh, what? I just misunderstood. You shouldn't have said it.
Like, yeah.
And then, this.
Those are some thick steaks, too.
Mm-hmm.
God, did they make you pay for them?
No. It's our friend's restaurant, so he's cool.
Okay. And on his clothes, too. He looks like he could kill you.
Yeah.
He's so mad.
Yeah. So that night after the date, Youngwon ends up having a nightmare of a Joseon dynasty Hyun-woo sentencing him to death for steak-related crimes. So even in his dreams, he cannot escape the embarrassment that he suffered the night before.
I mean, I'd call into work sick. To be real, I'd be like, you know what? I'm taking tomorrow off. That's a sign from Jesus himself.
You know, shout out to Youngwon for not doing that.
No, he's just stupid. If the universe hits you with blind date with your enemy, and then you spill food on said blind date when he's trying to leave after rejecting you, that is a sign from Jesus. He is wine drunk telling you, girl, don't go to work. Take a day. Take a moment.
Well, after he has this little nightmare, we do learn that Hyun-woo didn't even say anything after Steakgate. He merely flung the steak backwards, smacking Youngwon in the face, and left, not once looking back at the chaos. And this is where Youngwon should have left things.
Don't go to work. This is also why you don't go to work, so you don't talk about it. Because my ass would have been also like, I have to apologize for the incident. As much as I hate this man, I have to apologize.
Mm-hmm.
This is why you don't go to work. Mm-hmm. Jesus is giving you permission to call in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he should have left this marinating. But he doesn't do that. He tries to Instagram DM him.
No,
but then he accidentally likes a post.
Stop it. Stop it. You seem like a stalker. You are making things worse.
Because he does that thing where his phone's up in his hand and he's like, I just gotta hit the DM button and his thumb slips. And it's like, yeah, I've been there too, girl, but I just unlike it and leave. No.
I'm so stressed out.
Then he tries to text him online.
I'm so stressed out. You are a stalker creep right now.
And he accidentally hits the call button.
Stop. Stop. This is a college girl I knew. This is her life. I knew this person. This sucked for her, and it sucks for him.
So these are all actions that certainly don't prove he's not interested.
God.
Thankfully, things at work the next day are blessedly normal. Hyun-woo's still being a hypercritical ass, as though they didn't just go through something deeply unfortunate the night before. So despite Young-won's ongoing internalized crash out, nothing untoward happens. That is until after the morning meeting, where Hyun-woo locks them in the conference room together.
No,
He calls Young-won's name, and then ends up backing him into the door, because Young-won keeps backing up like, oh no, this is gonna be it. He's gonna do something to me, and I deserve it because of the steak thing. He's super pissed. And so he keeps backing up, and Hyun-woo keeps advancing, and then reaches around him to lock the door.
No.
And it's...
Kick him in the balls and leave. Throw this life away.
And
Get a new job.
What's crazy is it's the rom-com reach around. You know, the one where you're like way too, your fronts are like way too close to each other, and then you like reach around.
Yes.
It's exactly that.
Ugh, sucks.
Hyun-woo's intentions are still on the up and up, however, because he just wants to make sure that they're on the same page as far as not telling anyone about their sexual orientation.
Oh, thank God.
So that was it. It was literally just, hey, we're both agree, like, you
At
know,
least
whatever last night was, no one knows that we're gay, right?
Okay.
But Young-won also takes this as an opportunity to make it absolutely clear that he's never, in no uncertain terms, ever had a thing for Hyun-woo. And to say sorry about the steak fiasco.
God.
Ultimately, Hyun-woo's over it. He doesn't really want to dwell on what happened the night before, because I think he's also like, nope, that's in the vault, dude. Let's both forget it.
Yeah, we're done.
And he is satisfied that they can continue to work normally with one another. Which is great. Because they do have a business trip coming up, and he wasn't able to score a double room during their work trip, so they're going to have to share the bed.
Even worse. I still stand by the kick him in the balls and get a new job. I think that's a good thing to do here.
So what kind of sucks in the situation is they both have a position at their job that is hard to get at the age of 33.
Damn.
So they both lucked into very good positions, and they are both actually very well beloved at their job.
I will say, for coming up with this ridiculous rom-com idea, they filled in any holes, you know?
Yeah.
Like, because I don't like rom-coms because I struggle with people being embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get so embarrassed for the person I can't watch.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I also do get irritated when it's like, okay, why didn't you just do this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when there's an obvious other answer.
Yeah.
Like, but this one is honestly, frankly, like, no, yeah, y'all, like, this is a hard position to get into. You're trying to actually set things right. Like, this sucks, because it's, so far, you know, there's no way out of this.
Mm-hmm. It's a good company. They have decent work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of positives here. And getting experience here means that they could very easily transfer to somewhere else later on in their careers. And they, you know, things have just worked out very well for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not their first choice just to get another job.
Yeah.
They'd honestly rather just fight it out.
God.
Yeah, because each of their individual teams, like, love them.
Right.
Yeah. So now there's going to be only one bed.
Fine.
Cue a new internalized crash out from Young-won. Because they're going to have to share a plane ride, at least one drive, and then a hotel room and a bed. Great. All of this so they can visit some goddamn work site to, I think they're going to do like an inspection on it or something like that. And it's just like, can't we just fly over real quick, inspect it, and go home? Do we really have to do this?
Yeah.
That very afternoon, their trip starts off on a high note.
Okay.
Before boarding the plane, Hyun-woo very graciously purchased some snacks for the two of them, a gesture that touches Young-won. A gesture that Hyun-woo immediately fucks up by giving the reason for it. Eat up so you don't pass out like you did last time, because the company's going to work us hard and I don't want to do it by myself.
So he's passed out before.
Young-won hasn't. He's just, like, Hyun-woo's just being like, well, you got, like, really wimpy towards it and I can't deal with that. And I'm like, Girl.
Hey, I'm gonna be real. This is losing points.
That's why.
I don't want them to get together. I'm at the point where I'm starting off with the story in the negatives.
Yeah.
I'd hate to see them together as a couple. This is annoying as shit.
It's that thing of like, oh, that's sweet that you got me this thing. But also, hey, what the fuck? Can you just say, here you go?
Can I just be real? I'd rather it be gang violence against each other than this catty fucking behavior. Yeah. I'd rather it be like they were spies trying to kill each other.
I get what you mean.
Than this bullshit.
I get what you mean. Okay, so the plane ride was kind of a bust. But surely their site visit won't consist entirely of doing manual labor. Except it absolutely does. The staff just uses them as an extra set of hands and works them to the bone. Which, this is something that Hyun-woo warned about, but I get why Youngwon was like, well, they won't do it again this time, will they? Yeah, they did.
They certainly did.
And it's like, yeah, the company that they're visiting is wrong for doing this. Just hire another couple of warm bodies, you fucking assholes. So, by the evening, Youngwon finds himself exhausted and frustrated. And exhausted. And mad as hell that Hyun-woo doesn't seem to be breaking a sweat.
Boy.
So he's just walking...
That's the exhaustion talking. Focus on your own shit.
He's just walking around all cavalier with boxes in his arms like it's not a big deal. And I'm like, Youngwon, sweetie, you gotta work out.
You gotta, work out.
You gotta do something. You gotta eat a little more and lift a weight. You could be him too. I mean, not him, but you could do better for yourself.
You have to grow a whole 2 or 3 feet to be him.
Well, yeah, maybe.
He's short.
One of the workers notices Youngwon's displeasure and invites the engineers out for drinks. Hyun-woo tries to stick a leg out to, stop Youngwon, but ends up accidentally tripping him a little bit. This I did see as I was like, you are just trying to, stop him without, putting a hand on him, but you did trip him.
You
instead.
Idiot.
But he's just like, hey, maybe let's not go out because we have an early morning or whatever. But Youngwon's like, no, go fuck yourself. I deserve for these people to buy me all the liquor that I want. I want liquor and meat. I deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
So once Youngwon's being fed and watered via soju, he can feel his frustration recede, leaving him feeling a bit more generous and observant. Now that he thinks about it, it's shocking how the egotistical Hyun-woo was so willing to do grunt work with warehouse employees and without complaint.
Mm-hmm.
A thought that he shares brazenly, out loud, as though Hyun-woo doesn't have feelings.
Stop drinking.
No worries, though, because Hyun-woo is also lacking tact, and he's got a few observations about Youngwon as well. So he says this thing of okay, how do I put this? If you have some level of autistic flavoring, you have probably said something where you definitely meant to ask a question, but it's more like you make a statement and then you make the little lift at the end like it's a question.
And it comes out more like an accusation or you being snarky.
Or being conceited.
Oof.
And so Hyun-woo's like, you like how reliable I am, right? And that should have been, I'm dependable, right? And is that something that you like? But he smashes it all together and just like, you like how reliable I am. Admit it. And it's like, how is this a fucking accusation? How are you doing this? And then he also asks, why are you such a pushover all the time? And what he means is that Youngwon will just give in to stuff. So if somebody's like, hey, could you do this for me, Youngwon? Youngwon's like, oh yeah, I can get it done. Or I can do this or I can do that. And so I get actually where Hyun-woo's coming from on this one. It's like, you shouldn't just give in to everything because it's going to make you look better or help somebody out. You have to protect your peace. But Youngwon doesn't know how to do that. And so I'm like, I get you, dude, but can you just say it differently? And the answer is no.
Y'all need Jesus.
So of course, they have an argument in the middle of a barbecue joint, airing out a few of the endless grievances that they have with each other, in between copious shots of shoju. So they're legitimately slamming soju back. They keep pouring more glasses and they continue to accuse each other of shit. And it's like, this could be a normal conversation if y'all could figure each other out. It's almost like they're going on a fact-finding mission, but they have to do it as aggressively as possible. And it's like, you could just punch each other.
Y'all are being so stupid right now.
You could just start swinging. They make enough of a scene that one of the warehouse workers comes over and encourages them to take it easy since they've got to do an early inspection. I.e., I hope y'all are just too drunk and that's why you're fighting. Please leave.
Yikes,
you gotta go. Strangely enough, arguing to fruition has tempered Youngwon and Hyun-woo's anger. So they're able to calmly retreat to the hotel and get freshened up. They even stop by at a convenience store. They both buy what they need to buy. And it seems to just be chiller now that they've argued. And no one stopped them.
They got to air out all their issues.
Mm-hmm. Young-won lays sprawled across their one bed, the bed that they will be sharing, dressed in full pajamas, lamenting the amount of alcohol he consumed. But god damn it, he was just so angry he just kept pouring the soju. Thankfully, the time to be angry is over. All they gotta do is get cozy, get in bed, and drift off to sleep, like totally normal coworkers who are professionally pushing through a mildly awkward situation. Is what I would be saying if these two chuckle fucks didn't get offended at the mere sight of each other. So when Hyun-woo exits the bathroom, fresh and wet and only in his boxers, Young-won is scandalized, just straight up pearl clutching. How could Hyun-woo emerge, fully naked, not true, in front of his coworker?
I'm tired.
Yeah.
-11 is where we're at. Let's see how tired I can get.
And so Young-won, instead of doing what you'd expect and doing looking at Hyun-woo and be like, oh, he's come out, he's mostly nude, and they're doing the shalala moment of look how hot he is. Young-won's like, oh my god, don't you have pajamas? Put something on, you heathen.
It doesn't surprise me because it just doesn't surprise me.
No, yeah.
These boys are being annoying. I'd make them do push-ups too. Again, I think that was a genius thing to make them do.
Yeah. And truthfully, I actually get where Young-won's coming from, because I do think if you're okay, as someone who wears slutty pajamas at my house, I do have going out pajamas if I'm going to be spending the night somewhere. At home, titty half out, pussy half out, tantalizing my wife. If we're going to stay with your parents though, I got a baggy t-shirt and some longer shorts. And if I bend over, you can't see my whole kit and caboodle.
Given the fact that they are sharing the bed, and I kind of forgot that for a second, now I kind of get it. Yeah, dude, we're both gay. Do not come out half naked and hot. Wear some fucking pajamas.
Yeah.
We have to sleep in the same place.
Yeah.
Now that I've thought about that, I get his scandalization a little more. But I think I find the both of them so annoying at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because, at first I thought I was just man, Hyun sucks. No, I don't like the other one either.
No, they both are bad to each other. This is not a one person's a victim. They are both swinging.
Oh, I wasn't thinking of it in that way. But there's certain levels annoying that you can live with, and then there's kinds you can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. But really, the whole pajama thing, just another point of contention for the two. A testament to how different they are, down to the molecular level. Still, there's nothing to be done about it, and the two end up in bed together, non-sexually. And I'm going to pause real quick and just show you the... So this is Young-won having his little freak out about, oh my god, what the fuck did I do? He's been freaking out more during their work meeting, which I fully understand.
I really like the backgrounds and poses they're doing.
I really like this artist a lot. I thought she was nifty as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And then this was him trying to explain, no, I'm really not into you. And he's
just
uh-huh.
It's not even listening.
And then this is the moment on the airplane of here's a snack. Have a Snickers.
You're not you when you're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Not a sponsor. I just that's so stuck in my head.
Mm-hmm. And then after being well, if you fuck up, it's gonna be my fault, so eat.
And then the glare.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me. This is after... I kept this one just because it's a funny panel. This is after they got worse super hard. It's no, he's right. They worked us to the bone.
Yeah.
This was the...
accidental tripping.
meant to be a nudge, yeah, but was a trip. And then at the restaurant, all of the aggressive drinking. And then it's convenient for you to work with me, correct? And it's that's not how you ask a fucking question.
Maybe if they get any louder, this business won't invite them back anymore. Oh no, that wasn't worth it.
You would think so. And then the slow drunkening.
Yeah.
As they continue to argue, both just back and forth being little assholes
and filling up them cups.
Because at first, you kind of get the idea that Young-won is the one who's kind of very emotional all over the place. But then you see Hyun-woo being just as bad, but he's just more placid-faced.
Yeah, he's just a little more stoic looking.
And you can kind of see some of the other workers in the background.
Yeah, they're terrified. They're like, oh, this sucks. I'm like, yeah, this does, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then Young Won does wear, like, the full pajamas, like the full button-up pajamas. Yeah. This is after he sees Hyun-woo come out of the bathroom.
He does look like a pearl-clutching mama. How dare you? I can see your thighs.
Mm-hmm. And this is what he's looking at, but you'd expect it to be like, oh my god, hot man, and he's just like...
Damn, he is very attractive.
Not to Young Won in this moment, though.
I mean, probably to Young Won, but he's a little too, like, angry to realize.
Mm-hmm. And then he throws a towel on him, like, sleeping naked, what are you doing?
You're sleeping naked. I do agree with you. God, he is a hot man. But, like, actually, now that I'm seeing this, I actually do fully understand Yeon Won being like, are you insane? Because holy shit.
That's a little too naked for sharing a bed with your coworker.
It's too naked for sharing a bed.
Yeah.
That is the problem.
Because all I'd be thinking is, I'm going to touch your little skins.
Like, and like, okay, like, no joke, I'm a hugger, so like, anytime I've had to bed share with people, I warn them, I hug in my sleep. I try to just hug a pillow. But if I lose that pillow, stuff is going to happen.
But you're a warm body and pillow shaped.
Yeah, but some people don't appreciate that, which, like, I don't, like, I get it. Some people don't like hugging and stuff.
Sure.
But if you're having to share a bed with someone, at least do your best to, like, I don't know, warn them of any habits you have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm a roller, or whatever.
And so they book in bed together, and Young Won tries his best to knock out, hoping to decrease the time he has to be conscious and deal with Hyun-woo's bullshit. Hyun-woo continues to drink, having picked up beer at the convenience store after dinner, and watches TV at a level that would make it hard for someone to actually sleep.
You're insane.
So it's unsurprising that this triggers another argument between the two. I'm also, as I'm telling you this, I'm realizing Hyun-woo was like, we shouldn't go out and stay up too late and drink because it's going to be bad for us in the morning.
And then he's like, let's do it in our hotel.
And so that's, I think, the one clue you have that he's drunk. Because Young Won very clearly got flushed and was starting to get kind of, like, cavalier and loose with what he was saying.
Mouthy.
But Hyun-woo, I think this is the only clue that he's getting shit-faced. He's like, well, I'm already drunk so I could have some more.
Oh, boy.
Which is a concern. Definitely a concern. So, their new argument starts off okay, with just like a, well, why can't you sleep, lol? Like, what's going on?
You're so stupid.
And then,
I'd be so mad if you've got the TV cranked, and you're like, why can't you sleep?
And then Young Won's like, can you shut the fuck up? You're never this social at work, and now you won't shut your goddamn mouth. Please leave me alone.
I get it.
And then Hyun-woo says something again that I agree with. He's like, it's just a job, bro. Why be that social there? Like, let me just get in, get out, and do what I need to get done. And I'm like, no, girl, you're speaking some gospel. You're right. You don't have to be social if you don't want to, especially in the type of workplace that they have. But Young Won is just like, you're driving me up a fucking wall. You need to get at least one social skill. And so what he says to Hyun-woo next is, oh, you kiss your boyfriend with that mouth? Once Young Won brings up relationships, things devolve in the shit-slinging pretty quickly. Plenty of questioning each other's romantic prowess. So, like, Young Won getting accused of being inexperienced. Well, yeah, kind of. And then Hyun-woo gets accused of treating all of his partners like one-night stands. Correct.
Oof.
Despite how far below the belt they both go, they're still sitting in bed next to each other, drinking, almost as though this is an enrichment activity. So they're not even at each other's throats. They're sitting up next to each other. Hyun-woo hands Young Won a beer. So they're both just drinking and be like, oh, right, you think you're so good at, like, getting men or whatever? Go fuck yourself. You seem like a loser.
God, guys.
Argue. Argue some more.
So this is gonna lead to hate sex.
I mean, you never know. There was only one bed. And I guess this one part where Hyun-woo's mad. He's explaining, it's like, I'm mad at Jin Tae for talking Young Won up. Because he has, like, these texts from Jin Tae, and it's being like, oh my god, this dude's super gorgeous and has pretty eyes, and, like, he's very popular and whatever. And Hyun-woo's like, gorgeous my ass.
Okay.
To Young Won. To his fucking face. Like, gorgeous my ass. It's just you from work. So Young Won then crushes his beer can, threatening to crush Hyun-woo too, and then complains about having beer on his hands. And then Hyun-woo passes him a napkin. while he's still being yelled at. So Youngwon's still yelling at him like, you're a son of a bitch. Gives him a napkin, helps him dry off his hands real quick. And at this point, I'm like, girls, are you actually angry at each other?
Yeah.
Or are you just doing this because this is all you know how to do?
I don't know.
So this is your first clue that they're dumbasses.
I mean, I've had 20 clues before this one, but sure.
You're an advanced reader.
I just don't like them. If I don't like you, I'm gonna notice all the flaws.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, man, they are so annoying. My patience has been tested.
So your next clue of their dumbassery is when Youngwon reaches across the bed to mute the TV and subsequently across Hyunwoo's body. The latter halts Youngwon by grabbing his wrist, wraps an arm around his shoulders, and brings their faces close. He then kisses Youngwon, making sure to slip some tongue in there.
Alright, why?
Well, because Hyunwoo was pissed he got read for filth with reference to his romantic life.
Well.
So sure,
Then okay, all he's doing right now is acting out on everything that was just said to him.
So yeah, sure, he could have just punched Youngwon, but they're dumbasses.
I'm about to get some alcohol down from the shelf.
You want me to get it for you?
No.
Of course, Hyunwoo has to make a comment about Youngwon's poor kissing ability. Like, how come you didn't kiss back good when I completely threw you for a loop, huh? Why didn't you do it? Using that to then support his theory that Youngwon's a shitty partner. That he just, like, he doesn't have game kind of thing, right?
God damn these stupid boys.
I mean, them's fighting words if you ask me. So it's totally not Youngwon's fault that he then straddles Hyunwoo and kisses the hell out of him. It's self-defense.
It's not self-defense. This is pure stupidity. This is drunken stupidity.
Youngwon does prove himself and his capability at touching tongues, but it doesn't save him from ending up under Hyunwoo or being told that he started this. And so the two end up in bed together. Sexually.
No surprise.
Mm-hmm.
This is like total rom-com setup. We hate each other. There's one fucking bed.
Mm-hmm.
We're drunk as shit.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's funny because I'm now realizing Hyunwoo at this point says, you started this, but earlier it had been Youngwon being like, hey, you started this. And so they're just constantly like, you started this, escalates.
You know what this is? This is like a fast run of the movie 27 Dresses.
Ooh, yeah, kind of.
Hate, get stuck out together, drink, fuck in a car.
Mm-hmm.
At least these guys have a hotel.
Mm-hmm. These two do have a hotel. And there's no other shoe that's gonna drop where it's like, oops, I printed this story about how weird you are.
We'll see. I don't trust this. Some other shoe is definitely gonna drop.
Oh, there's another shoe, but it's not that.
Well, of course not. Like...
No. It's not that kind of, oh, somebody did something skeezy to the other person and now they regret it. We're not going to do that, actually.
All right.
The shoe's a different brand. It's Italian leather.
All right.
There's some important things to note during the fucking. Like how Youngwon never does one-night stands and is incredibly nervous. So he doesn't tell Hyunwoo that, but he's like, he's also not saying no. He's like, no, I want to do it. But, when's the last time I've done this? Or, how goddamn big Hyunwoo's cock is. It's not a balloon animal. But it's sizable to the point where Youngwon's... It's
always big, though. I mean, like...
Yeah. The tops are always big. To be fair, the author's like, the top's gotta have a huge cock. Because she writes in the author's note, like, no, his cock needs to be bigger. You need to make it bigger real quick. So it used to be, I think, a more average size, and she's like, no.
I need big pee-pee.
Make a bigger cock. Or, like, how Youngwon's not comfortable fucking with the lights on. That's a thing that he feels. And it's a request that Hyunwoo obliges before asking if there's any other sexy little request. And so, as much as they have been fighting all this time, Hyunwoo's like, no, seriously, is there anything else you want to do? Is there anything hot you want to do? Tell me. Don't be afraid to tell me, and I'll do it to your body. Whatever weird little thing, I'll do it.
Okay.
And so he comes at the gate with all this good communication. So can't communicate worth a damn at work.
Well, apparently you gotta give him alcohol.
And then get him horny. That seems to be the secret. Other things of note, Hyun-woo eats ass. And then Youngwon, which is great, and Youngwon discovers he's a size queen.
Is he also a pillow princess?
I don't think he knows what he is, but at that moment he's like, oh no, I didn't know that I felt this way. Because he's like, no, this cock's gonna be too big for me. Once it's in, hey, listen,
That's great.
I was wrong.
Hey, at least he learned that that's good, you know, like, I don't think I'd ever see a story do it, but wouldn't it be crazy to see a story where it's like they can't get it in because, like, they can't handle it?
Yeah.
I mean, because, like, I understand asses can be stretched more, but there's some times when you see these giant fucking lightsabers going into asses, and I'm like, surely someone at one point said, no, for real, no.
I'm still looking for her. Because I've seen a temp no before, but not a complete no.
Yeah. I would actually love to see, like, a couple... This is weird, but I'd probably love to see, like, a moment where the couple are really struggling with the dick. Like, no, this really won't work.
So, other than learning a couple of new things about themselves, they have a good time. And they defo in their session, looking deep into each other's eyes in a way that will surely not cause problems later. So they have a little moment after they've come, and they look at each other, and they share a really nice kiss, and I was like...
I think we're gonna get negative reviews.
Y'all are so dumb.
I think we're gonna get a negative number for this. Just because it's cringe.
Do you want to hold my hand again?
No.
Okay.
But thank you.
And I'm going to show you the sexy stuff that I have real quick. Okay, so this is them chatting in bed, super casual. And then you kiss your boyfriend with them. They're
just so fucking rude to each other.
That made me lose it the first time, because I was like, you gotta be kidding me that you said this. And then, despite, arguing constantly, hands him a beer. This is him showing directly the text message, like, said you're cute and hot, and then, no way. And the can crush. And then still handing him the napkin as they continue to argue. Yeah. And
I just look like a married old couple at this point.
I do really like the artist and the way that she draws things. She's got some really good angles in here. I was really surprised.
Yeah. No, like, I think that the scene where he was stressed out and there was space all around him because he was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. That was such a great pose.
And then after kiss, and then he's just like, I do treat my partners like one night stands, you're right.
God.
And here's the you suck at kissing. And again, it's the direct hit to his pride, like...
My ego.
Wait a fucking minute.
My hubris.
And then we go to here.
These are good, these are very good angles.
And
can
then
I just say I hate the sound effect slurp?
Yeah, I know. You don't like any sort of wet noise.
But, like, something about that word in particular is just the worst.
Yeah, and then he's straddled him, which is not how you also de-escalate the situation.
No, they're not. It's kind of funny, him wearing these boring-ass 1950s pajamas and halfway seducing this man.
Yeah, and then again, we have a shot of Youngwon where he looks, like, well-drawn and normal, but it happens so rarely.
They really do just look like male Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask going at it. All I can think about is Youngwon, close your fucking mouth. Everything that this hot man is doing to him, his mouth is open like an idiot. Just open and yapping. And
then this is the can we turn off the lights comment? And this is what Hyun-woo looks like, of like, oh, that's kind of not what I expected. But then he is like, yeah, I'll do it.
Is, like, there a reason for the lights needing to be off? Is he just shy?
There is a reason for the lights needing to be off.
Okay.
And we're going to discover that together.
Okay. Is the audience going to get to discover it, or are they going to have to read it?
I am going to go ahead, I think, and talk about it a little bit towards the end. If I forget, remind me.
I won't forget, because I want to know. I'm curious.
Yeah. And then even do I have your consent to keep going? So Hyun-woo is very communicative, specifically for sex.
Yeah, at least he's got that down for sex.
Yeah, and then...
But his personality is probably why you can't date.
He has some shortcomings. And then Youngwon getting his ass ate, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Damn, dude.
And then the comment of, you're just a huge cock with no technique. This comes up again later.
Oh, boy. I mean, good comment, though.
And then, yeah, the moment that he turns into a size queen.
Ah, then.
Mm-hmm. And this is a little look they have post-coitus of...
Hey, like, that was nice.
Mm-hmm. And the kiss that they share. Which is like...
They're also kind of glaring at each other while giving each other this kiss.
Yeah. And then we'll get to this face in a second.
What is that face?
I will say, I think this is one of those things where, as I'm telling it to you, I think you'd be more annoyed than if you actually read it. Because the art's so good. The art's truthfully so funny.
I think the art does a lot of work. And so, realistically, I will probably give you real numbers. Because hearing about this story is agony. You know I don't like cringe.
Uh-huh.
And I don't like rom-coms because I can't handle cringe. This is agony. Maybe it would be better reading it because, like, you can get over a lot of visual stuff.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But holy shit, like, I have a headache. I am stressed out.
Happy Pride, bitch.
I haven't had one day of peace since Pride began.
So, Young-won doesn't sleep that night, consumed partially by anger at his lack of impulse control. He legitimately says, I have impulse control of a toddler.
Mm-hmm.
But also by Hyun-woo's naked chest. So, at one point...
Just drooling on it.
He rinses up... Like, he wraps himself in the covers because he's, freaking out. And then Hyun-woo ends up rolling over and be like, oh, I now want the covers. And he's like, well, you sleep naked. I didn't think you'd want the covers that bad. And then Hyun-woo, like, wraps himself around Young-won.
Mm-hmm.
And so Young-won's face is directly in his chest. And then he gets hypnotized by it. And he just stares at it all the rest of the night.
Are they the same age?
Yeah.
Okay. Young-won is a very big virgin. He's a big virgin, feels like. I don't know how to do this.
There is a reason for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like, I get that he's not successful with dating, and it doesn't, like, based off, hey, can we turn off the lights? It doesn't sound like he's had a good time emotionally with something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, I get it.
That Louis Vuitton is working its way. That shoe's gonna drop soon. You're on the right track.
Damn, that's an expensive shoe to drop.
Yeah. Well, there are expensive people involved. Having made the mistake of a lifetime with his co-worker, who he hates, can only lead to a disaster with a possible HR complaint. And yet...
No one's gonna take this to HR because then you both lose your job, homie.
And yet, the next day is fine. Young-won and Hyun-woo continue their grunt work at the facility with little issue. Young-won's consumed by his thoughts, sure, but mostly he's just tired and lacks the stamina to fuck hard and then run around a warehouse for hours. And then there is a scene, too, where Hyun-woo can see that Young-won is tired, and so he picks up some of the boxes for him. He's like, hey, you just go sit, and then kind of finishes it off. And so for all the complaining that Hyun-woo was doing about, like, make sure you have your stamina up so I don't have to do it all.
Don't pass out.
Immediately does it for him. Like,
yeah.
Young-won can absolutely still, make it through the rest of the day if he needs to. But Hyun-woo's like, no, I got it. I'll do it. And then at one point, too, Hyun-woo comes to rejoin Young-won and is like, hey, by the way, Jin-tae contacted us and said he's really sorry about setting us up on a blind date and that we're allowed to get whatever the fuck we want at the restaurant tonight. So why don't we head back and do that?
Mm-hmm.
So I helped you out, and now I'm trying to cheer you up.
So, like, their friend found out they hated each other?
Yeah.
Do you think he saw the steak scene?
Yes.
God. Oof.
It was in front of God, Jesus, and all the other customers.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, so Jin-tae has been friends with both of them for a while, so he had heard both of them complaining about each other. Did not realize. Didn't know. Because he also, like, maybe if either one of them had realized, oh, Hyun-woo's gay or Young-won's gay, they might have been able to suss it out. But you don't just say that at work in this situation. Yeah. So they've been complaining about each other for months.
This is so funny.
And Jin-tae's like, oh my god, girl, I get it. He's such an ass. He sucks. And then when he's trying to hook them up, he's like, dog, he's a catch. He's freshly back from America.
And he didn't know that they were the same fucking people.
Uh-huh, exactly.
God damn, that sucks.
Mm-hmm. Jin-tae is kind of dumbass, but I also do feel bad for him. He's doing his best.
I mean, like, at this point, I'm like, just name drop. Because I'm sorry, if I'm with my friend, I'm gonna name drop the coworker I hate, just to avoid this type of scenario.
Yeah, I do understand not name dropping at the same time
I do
too.
get it, but like at the same time, like don't name drop online.
Mm-hmm.
Don't name drop on a podcast. Talking to your friend, you should be allowed to name drop.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make sure the story is clear. Because, like, if you're saying, oh, I was fighting with person A, but then person B came in, and then person C came in, that's too much.
I think in a lot of times you can just give him a nickname, like give him a different name.
Yeah, like, anything. Pickle Rick, anything like that.
Monster fucking Daniel here in my office.
Yeah.
Won't leave me the fuck alone. Yeah, sure.
God, we did have a person. No, I'm not even gonna say that. That's gonna be bad.
Yeah, I can talk about. Is it about Cocaine Daddy?
I wasn't gonna talk about Cocaine Daddy because Cocaine Daddy, God, he was annoying as shit. Glad they busted him for cocaine.
So they take the plane back with no issues, and even in the evening at Jintae's restaurant, getting to eat free as an apology. So a really normal set of events for two enemies who just made nasty on a work-sponsored business trip.
They had their date. They got to have their date.
Mm-hmm. As the alcohol gets flowing once again, their arguing takes on a different quality. Hyun-woo and Young-won begin to actually talk to one another, like learn about each other and their philosophies on life, work, and relationships. And they're still being kind of like biting with each other, but they are actually completing full sentences that aren't just like, hey, go fuck yourself, or aren't laden with profanity or aggressiveness. It's just, oh, I believe that this is this and we should do this and blah, blah, blah.
At least they're talking.
And so Young-won, for instance, ends up explaining that he wants a romance that leads towards marriage, and so that he can like grow old with somebody. He wants that very kind of stereotypical dream life of like, I meet somebody, we fall in love, we grow old together. And he's like, yeah, I know I'm gay, and I know that that's not like necessarily expected in the community, but it's still something that I want.
Yeah.
Versus Hyun-woo, who's like, hey, I'm a realist and I have low expectations.
Can I just say that, like, that's nice that people are talking about it, because, like, we talked about this, actually, when we were younger queer people in our, like, 20s. We actually discussed with friends who were like, man, we're tired of acting like fuckboys and sluts, because we do just want to get married. But they kept running into gay people who were like, no, we just want to explore ourselves right now. Yeah. Which is a very important journey.
Absolutely.
But we definitely had people who were like, I really just want to meet someone seriously, but everyone's kind of in the middle of their own journey, and it was messy. And, like, that was a result of, honestly, like, having to be in the closet, not getting to be your true self. So if anything that's really nice about, like, the present day, there's some shit going on. I'm not saying it's not hard for us queers now, but what's really nice is there's a lot more people who are out, and so then they can actually get those feelings out in a shorter amount of time, and then actually figure out if, do I want to, like, flirt around, or do I actually want to settle down?
Exactly.
Because, like, it's so nice that we're meeting, like, queer people who, like, they don't have to go through 5 years of, like, fucking and, like, dancing and doing nothing other than pleasure.
Because sluttery is fun if you want to do it.
Yes.
If you don't want to be slutty, then what's the point? Like, then don't do it. Like, that's not an enjoyable thing.
Right, and we both had friends who were doing the slutting part, but they didn't want to. They wanted a real relationship, but they're like, I can't find anyone who has those same values. I honestly feel like everyone was fucking like their lives were going to be over, you know? In the gay community.
Everyone was fucking like it's 1999.
Sure, I don't know that song.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's a Prince song. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I agree. I'm glad they have this talk, because also, too, it's just good to set expectations. Yeah. Like, because there's neither one of them are wrong for how they're thinking about their life. I get where both of them are coming from. I get wanting to be in a romantic situation and grow old with somebody. But I also just get being like, yeah, you never know if you're going to find the one, and like, should you be that pressed about it, or should you be realistic, and that, like, humans come in all different shapes and sizes and stuff like that. So neither one of them are wrong. I totally get it. But that they actually talk to each other about this is a huge improvement.
Yeah. And I don't think either way is wrong either.
No.
Slut it up or don't. Like, it's just nice that, like,
there's options.
There's options now.
Yeah.
Because, like, it really did feel like, well, I have to play along in this role.
Exactly. So they begin to navigate around their mutual disdain and annoyance, setting them on the path all the way back to Pound Town.
Gonna fuck again.
They fuck again that night for sure. They absolutely do it. How they get there is goofy as shit because they get shit-faced again. They get drunk again. They end up walking around near the restaurant and kind of like talking all this stuff out. And at this point, it's less aggression and more teasing back and forth because Hyun-woo's like, hey, you know, you're awfully slutty for someone who's so into romance. And Young-won's like, hey, first of all, like, and internally he's like, first of all, no, I'm not. That's the first time I ever did that. But I'm not telling you because you'll make fun of me. And so he keeps it in. And then he's just essentially like, fuck it. I can be a slut if I want.
God.
I can do what the fuck I want. And then he's like, you know what? Actually, if you're so interested in me sexually, we can do it again. I don't have an issue with it. I'll treat you like a dildo. Fuck you.
Oh, God.
And then that pisses Hyun-woo off again. And he's like, fine, I'll be your dildo. But it's like, he's mad. And then immediately it's like, but we are going to have sex. And I'm totally fine with that. So the way they get her out of the situation, you're like, please, girls. But they still get there.
Queens, chill out.
Yeah. But can romance-focused Young-won really be a friend with benefits? Is Hyun-woo actually impervious to long-term romance? Will our intrepid idiots ever stop fighting? No. No. So let me catch you the rest of the way up with all these screen caps before we move on to the characters.
No, because that definitely helps soften the blow. Because, God, these boys, they're annoying.
They're so dumb.
They're so dumb.
So this is the I didn't sleep all night face.
Yeah.
The like, oh, I can't believe I did this. And then, yeah, just staring at his chest the whole evening. That's the night. That's the morning.
It's a nice chest. He's like, I'm mesmerized by the memories.
Yeah, exactly. And he even questions like, wait, did I spend the whole night staring at him? Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, bud. And this is them at the dinner later on, the apology dinner that they have. The apology
dinner.
Yeah.
It's so crazy, boys.
And then immediately barbing at each other again. But again, like, Hyun-woo always ask questions like, hey, I heard that you felt this way about this, but you think differently about it now. So he has a kind of cavalier, charming personality, but that one, like, it pisses you off, but you're also like, alright, okay, I get it, you're attractive. Shut the fuck up. Where you're gonna be mad, but you're also kind of horny about it. I'm lucky I don't have these feelings.
Yeah, like, I don't really get it either. It's not a good idea to try and pick a fight with me as a way of flirting. My wife likes to swim the rapids of the rough sea, so she likes to do that. But, like, anyone else I've dated, I do not give you the time of day if you try to pick a fight with me to flirt. I can't stand that. Can't stand it.
I'm holding back right now the one word that will make Keelz
unreasonably
angry.
I'll fight you now.
But it's on the tip of my tongue, and my stupid cat behavior brain is like, swipe at her, just do it.
Yeah, my wife loves badgering me to get us to argue, which leads into our weird form of flirting.
But yeah, so he has this like little charming like, oh, you didn't agree with how I operated, you said, but like last night was pretty fun.
Me down.
Exactly. And so Hyun-woo says that with this like charming smile on his face, holding a little cup of soju, and Young-won is staring at him.
Drooling.
And like he drools a little bit, and he hears a badum, and then he's like, "What the fuck was that? What do you mean badum? What the fuck was that?
Who?
Whomst? What?" Then he's like, "No. This guy sucks."
That's funny.
This is after they fucked again, and Young-won is shocked regardless. Like he asked for it, and he's still shocked.
I did it again.
Yeah, he did it. Oopsies, my bad.
That is really funny. Did I do this again?
Yeah. It's like, you just said you were going to. You just announced on the street, I'll be a slut if I want. And now you're there and you're like,
mm-hmm.
Alright. So let's jump into these characters and then we will go on from there. Ko Young-won is a 33-year-old engineer working in R&D at AR Motors. He's ridiculously accomplished, having earned high marks at school, a bevy of academic awards, and a well-respected spot at a well-known company. He can't seem to get a date, however, and he has a terrible romantic history coupled with a desire to be swept off his feet and spend his life with someone. He tends to overthink and is prone to anxiety, but is a really resilient person when it matters. He's like cute in a grown-up way.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he's not with Hyun-woo specifically.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think there are cute factors about him. I just also find him deeply annoying. But don't worry, the other one's also annoying.
Kang Hyun-woo is also 33, an engineer and working in R&D, though on a different team than Young-won. He also has the same background as Young-won, except for having been abroad during college. He's a realist with a big dick, which has worked pretty well for him, despite the fact that he also needed to be set up on a blind date.
Mm-hmm.
He can be too straightforward, but is incredibly results-oriented and will fix a problem no matter the subject. He's charming in a way that makes you angry.
Yeah.
And the result-oriented is relevant sexually.
The what?
The results-oriented trait that he has is relevant sexually.
Huh.
Because anytime Young-won makes a request or is like, oh, I don't know, this is kind of uncomfortable, or, oh, shouldn't we do this way or that way? Hyun-woo's like, okay, I got it. Oh, I made you uncomfortable last night? I'll fix it.
What are the results he's seeking, though? Is that just his own form of people-pleasing?
It kind of, in a way, I guess you could say it's that. But yeah, like, I think the only avenue in which he's willing to be a people-pleaser is in a sexual relationship. Okay. So at work, it's like, oh, I'm just going to tell you how it's going to be.
Right.
Because I expect better from you,
but
or this isn't going to work.
Does he consider his own sexual needs at all?
He does, but his whole thing is, he's like, I have fun when they're having fun. Okay. If we're not both having a good time, then what's the point in fucking?
That's fair. I just wanted to make sure that this wasn't also like a negative trait.
No, yeah, it's actually a super positive trait. That it's like the point of having sex is we both have a great time.
That is good, but like there are people who definitely put others first so much that they are not enjoying it themselves.
Yeah,
and that's what I was checking.
Yeah. He's not like Stone Butch in it. He's a very active participant, but he also really does want to,
Yeah.
We both got to be gelling.
As long as everyone's having a good time, I too am very much like I want my partner to have a good time. I think that is like the goals of a relationship, honestly, is that you want to also be fulfilled, but you also want to give fulfillment.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's healthy relationships.
No, it's really more like, despite how deeply frustrating Hyun-woo is, he has the potential to be a very, very healthy partner. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we have Kim Jin-tae, bless his precious heart. He is a restaurant owner and good friend to Hyun-woo and Young-won. He's gay, pretty outgoing, and owns a third place, so he tends to know every other gay man in a 50-mile radius. He's a bit of a romantic himself, and constantly trying to make a love match. Fortunately, everybody loves him and can forgive him when he makes a poor choice. Unfortunately, everybody loves him, including douchebags.
Oh.
And then I have one more character that we have not been introduced to formally, but I do have to mention him. Lee Hee-sung is in his 30s and also works in the automotive industry. He's a douchebag. And that's all the hints you're getting outside of that. Don't look behind the curtain. You'll figure it out.
I mean, I'll just ask you as soon as this is over.
I truthfully think you're gonna put it together before I finish. So this manhwa was 100% made for me. I love smart idiots, I love enemies to lovers, and I love finding wholesomeness in weird situations. People talk about grown folks music, and I kind of feel like this is grown folks yaoi in this case. Because, yeah, it's got that rom-com feel, but more specifically, Hyun-woo and Young-won are in their 30s, and in my experience, act like they are in their 30s. So, as much as they're arguing, all their arguing is kept to work. They never cross a boundary, though, and they all try to keep some level of respect for each other, because they still have to be there and work. and get their shit done. And every other aspect of the relationship ends up being very straightforward and very much like, we have to handle this like adults. We're going to do the adulting thing. And also because at 30, I too was all about working hard, playing hard, drinking, fucking, and having a work nemesis. Except if I could legally kill my work nemesis, I would right now, today.
Yeah. Because you had a real work nemesis. They are at least still holding back, I guess. But, like, I kind of feel like I disagree with you right now about that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like they're holding back to me. Because
I
he did call him out in the bedroom. Like, you can't kiss / oh, you only have one night stands.
I'm going to explain what I mean.
Okay.
Because we got some places to go. Because also, too, this is a comic that's only like 54 chapters. So I covered about 6 chapters.
Yeah, so it's a pretty short and sweet, to the point
Yes,
story.
it really does kind of have that rom-com feel because it's not 18 years long and there's like no extras. It just goes from chapter 1, chapter 55, and we cover a lot of ground during that time. And then the other part to this, considering that I also hated Keelz before we became besties, this mama really did give me everything I wanted.
That's true. We hated each other for a very short amount of time. It was 3 days. Literally just 3 days.
And it was for no good goddamn reason.
We were children. We were like 10 and 11.
Yeah. And now, you know what? I'm not going to say it.
And now, we...
Okay. So, first off, the art and writing in this manga is impeccable. Moscareto is one of my favorite authors, and she always crafts a story that's both comforting and unique. She is also fucking hilarious. If you have read Punch Drunk Love, that is her other masterpiece. That one's so fucking funny.
Is this one her first one?
No, this isn't. Oh no, Homegirl is seasoned.
Okay. Did it come out before Punch Drunk Love or after?
I believe these are running either... Was this right before... This might have started right before Punch Drunk Love, but she's written other humorous stuff as well.
Okay.
This is just who she is. She's very, very good at writing humor. But the artist, Oh DoYeon, also absolutely understood the assignment, bringing all the hilarity and sexiness to life in a way that looks effortless. Like, I'm trying to convince you all to read this, and I cannot overstate how well these two work together in making this comic. It is seamlessly meshed. This couldn't be any other sort of medium. It needs to be a comic. Secondly, the characters, in my opinion, are fun. Watching two incredibly successful grown men have extremely petty work-related beef is as absurd as it is harmless. The stakes of their arguments are incredibly low, because they're never at risk for getting fired, since they both do good work and are usually right when they're sniping at each other, but also because they're the only two who really care this much.
Oh boy.
So, Hyun-woo's big thing is that he's very particular about adding new features, and it's like, we can't just add a new feature, we can't just add like something new to the design. We have to make sure that it's useful and that we have the resources for it and that it serves a purpose. And so he's looking at it from that way. Young Wando's looking at it from a like, well, how do we make the car look good? How do we do this and how do we do that? And ultimately, they're not diametrically opposed to working together, but I do get that where Hyun-woo is coming from, which is, we can't just add a new button because it looks cute.
Yeah.
And so he's never really wrong, but the way that he delivers it feels aggressive. But on the other hand, Young Wan's not wrong for being like, the car's gotta look good, though.
Yeah.
Because people want it to look good. So they are both right, but it's just that the way that they handle it with each other, people are like, you gotta stop fighting. But they always also produce results. So as much as they argue back and forth, they do get to where they need to be. And there is some level of support that Hyun-woo is being this like direct, because if he's not, people will be like, oh, it's not a big deal. And so he's so serious about cars, he's like, oh, no, we're doing it right the first time. We're not going to like put something out and cause a safety issue with people. We do it right the first time. We do it right the first time, the right time. We're not redoing this, right? And so it really does seem like it's just these two arguing back and forth, because they're the only ones who seem to be like, well, we're going to fix it. Well, we're going to do this. What if I pitch this to you? That sort of thing. It's very kind of similar to how the couple in Perfect Buddy were, where they're hard on each other, but they actually get their work done. And arguing helps them get their work done, actually, get it in a better state, get it in a more productive state, kind of thing, right? Youngwon pulls hilarious faces so often that you're shocked when he's on model. And Hyun-woo is so straightforward and beefy that he's downright himbo adjacent. Like, you can't fully call him one, because he does have an engineering doctorate, but also, you're a little dummy dumb. They're also just not bad people. As much as they drive each other up a wall, both of their annoying traits are nothing burgers. Being a hopeless romantic isn't any more wrong than being a responsible slut.
Yeah.
And the responsible slut thing is also relevant because Hyun-woo is a very responsible slut. He always has condoms. He's always asking his partner once, like I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
And he's very willing to walk his partner through new stuff if they want to try something as well. So he has this, like, almost encyclopedic knowledge of, what to do. Or if he doesn't know, he'll look it up with you.
Right.
He also will try stuff on you and be like, did you enjoy that? Cool. I will do it harder next time. Which, this only adds to how infuriatingly charming Hyun-woo can be. Despite how reluctant he is to form a long-term relationship, he's quite the catch. He knows Youngwon is less experienced, but he refuses to make fun of that and instead prioritizes Youngwon's enjoyment when they fuck. So, outside of their initial pre-fuck of, like, I bet you're bad with guys, when he actually realizes that Youngwon is, like, a little bit less experienced, like, when he's no longer just flinging an insult to, like, get a rise out of him, he's like, I'm not making fun of this. This is not funny. None of this is funny. You told me you don't want to fuck with the lights on? That's not funny. I'm going to respect it. And so when something's really intimate, he's like, no. It's not time for jokes. It's not time for fighting with you about that. I'm not going to do that. That's crazy. You do have feelings, right? So if it's work stuff, I'm going to be hard on you. If we're fighting about nothing, fine. But if it's really going to hurt you, it's not coming out of my fucking mouth, dude.
Okay.
And, like, as they get deeper to a relationship, they also do figure out how to apologize to each other about stuff, too. And it comes so easy for them, I think, because they really only have issues with each other. They're, like, very well-developed people away from each other, and it's the only obstacle they've kind of come up against is each other.
It's very small stuff.
Yeah. But Hyun-woo's casual kindness and respect to someone he doesn't even like that much proves he's a good guy, and plays a major role in helping Youngwon heal from his years of less than stellar partners. Like, there is a part where Youngwon suggests going bareback, like, just once. Like, the one condom they had broke. And so, he's like, oh, well, you can just go bare. It's, like, not a big deal. And then Hyun-woo does lecture him. Like, they're just both kneeling on the bed, and Youngwon's like, okay, well, so no bareback? And Hyun-woo's like, yeah, if you're ever with somebody else besides me, and he refuses to use a condom, bite his dick off, okay?
He's parenting him a little.
Yeah, and so at that point, that was, like, one of the main times where I thought, oh, you actually have kind of a, not necessarily paternal side, but, like, a protective side around people, too. So sometimes when he's coming off as, like, oh, do this, it's not meant to be mean. It is really meant to be, well, I'm worried about you, so here. But how your like, veteran grandpa might be like, don't go the fuck outside. And what he means is, like, yeah, it's freezing out there. Stay inside. Eat this. That's kind of what Hyun-woo does sometimes. And you don't realize that because he refuses to explain himself.
Like Clint Eastwood grandfather, for real.
Yes, it's that kind of vibe. And so at that point, I'm like, oh yeah, you really actually care about his sexual health. And Hyun-woo doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And I will say, too, Youngwon's whole less than stellar past, there is no, like, assault there. There's just a very bad first-time experience that does lead to him, again, not assault-worthy or anything like that, but it's like, someone said something, it's not the sort of way that you should be spoken to, and Youngwon's like, well, but I don't want to stop. And so it's that kind of thing, like, plenty of people have a wonky first time, because you just don't know enough to say, hey, nah, dude, I'm just gonna leave. Like, nah, I don't think this is what we should keep doing. You said something weird to me, or the vibe's off, and so I want to leave. And so that person that Youngwon first slept with is why he's like, keep the lights off. let's not put the lights on. So there's something that was said to him that encouraged him to be that way. And then
Maybe his body was put down during intercourse or something.
Yeah, something along those lines. And then his other partners have just been like, wow, you're so hot. Can we fuck?
Yeah.
So, like, I want to be in a relationship with you, but then they're lying to him. It's like, nah, I really just want to have sex with you, and this relationship stuff's too much. So, is it that Youngwon's too much, or is it that everyone around him is like, ooh, pretty boy?
Yeah, and this is exactly the issues that some of our friends had when we were younger.
Exactly.
So, it's exactly that, where it's like, no, I'm trying to actually land a relationship, and then it doesn't land because that's not what they actually want. They just want sex.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is kind of what he's dealing with behind the scenes that Hyun-woo is very helpful with, kind of accidentally on purpose. Like, just kind of by being himself, he ends up helping out a lot with this. But Youngwon's no slouch either, refusing to take pot shots about more sensitive aspects of Hyun-woo's life, partially because there's so many other things to insult. But really, it is like, yeah, again, if he's really thinking that Hyun-woo would get hurt by it, he's gonna pull that back. Work, do whatever. Ball's in your court, we can just keep fighting all day. But if it's something super personal, like, no, that's not the move. He also channels his overthinking into making sure that their friends with benefits situation doesn't crash and burn or drastically alter their work life. He's super considerate in general, but makes a concerted effort not to apply romantic feelings to their fucking. For a while, at least. So he's the one he's like, I fall in love too easily. I do want to keep this casual for both of our sakes, so I'm not going to look into anything. We're just actually going to have regular sex.
All right.
And not make it a big deal. Youngwon also tries his damnedest to find ways to communicate with Hyun-woo, going so far as to craft car metaphors so they can better understand each other's thought processes, which they do multiple times.
Funny.
He's like, hey, you know how with the car XYZ happens? And then Hyun-woo looks and is like, yeah, uh-huh. And then literally 3 seconds later, Hyun-woo's like, oh, I get it. That's what you're trying to tell me. I'm like, I hate you. You stupid car otakus.
These are real people, though.
Exactly. Which, of course, look, none of this is an easy feat. Because Hyun-woo is so stubborn and car-pilled that he rarely thinks of anything else. Like, I am truthfully surprised that Hyun-woo can even switch over to sex because he loves cars so much. These stupid motherfuckers rarely give each other compliments, but they compliment each other so well. And as impossible as it seems, they grow together and become more resilient and flexible people. They both end up doing shit they wouldn't have, like, whether it's sex or romance or other things in between. There's some really cool moments where they step out of their comfort zone and then learn stuff either about themselves or each other. I also appreciate that there's a late game villain. Like, legitimately, right at the end of season 1, he appears solely to piss you and our couple off.
Fantastic.
It's not out of left field by any means. His coming is foretold. But he shows up late enough that you are even angrier with him than you were when he was first mentioned. And that's good and infuriating storytelling that I'm totally here for. Because I do feel like other people will do this. Like, I mentioned Pulse a little while back, that they do that where they bring in a villain but she was, like, never mentioned until right at the end when they're, like, setting up for season 2. And so you're not really ready for her to appear. And then she just kind of does whatever. And the writing's not good, and then I'm really, really angry. But this kind of takes that same path, but does not go in a way that makes me want to drop the story. It actually made me more interested in the story. And this villain is an asshole.
Hey.
Unrepentant and punchable, and also incredibly pathetic, not unlike every tech billionaire. Rather than throw a huge wrench in the story, he proves to be more of an annoyance because the Youngwon Hyun-woo team is a unified front, and they really do care about and respect each other. But also because this guy's so fucking stupid and self-centered that he has no idea that anyone around him has a capability for sentience or growth.
Alright.
So when he, does as all villains do and loses, you're like, thank fucking God, you pathetic little shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, part of his downfall involves Youngwon laughing at him.
Okay.
And I'm like, thank you. So, like, you're so not a problem to me that I'm just gonna laugh my ass off about you. And I'm like, thanks, that's exactly what I needed. And that's what makes this manhwa so enjoyable to read. It feels both realistic and ridiculous. We all know someone who's full of it and sucks. But nurturing so much animosity for a coworker that it becomes horny isn't an ideal thing. So we have like a real thing, and then don't hate someone so much that you become horny. Maybe. I guess, you know what? It's 2026. You do you, boo-boo, but I don't recommend it. There's no dramatic car chases, or cash flowing like water from the male lead's pockets, or even a black flag baddie with a gun. It's really just a couple of dudes driving each other crazy in every conceivable way, positive and negative. You Get Me Going is, surprisingly, green flags all the way down. It's as hilarious as it is endearing, really encapsulating the title of rom-com. It features characters that charm and amuse you. And, most importantly, it focuses on the ability to find common ground, even with the worst person you know. The naked honesty that makes any relationship flourish, and the joy you can discover when you open your mind, heart, and asshole.
Yeah, the naked honesty that comes with being naked.
Yeah. So, if you want to laugh, squee, and scroll with one hand, You Get Me Going is for you. You can read it on Lizin, and it contains douchey exes, fighting, misunderstandings, fighting, matchmaking gone wrong, derogatory gossip, and of course, more fighting. So, do you need to know anything else, or are you ready to give your whole rating?
No, I think I'm pretty good.
Okay.
I think I'm ready.
Okay.
But I am going to still give this 2 ratings.
Mm-hmm.
My I'm being a little petty bitch rating, and then my real rating.
Mm-hmm.
This comic has annoyed me to my very bone rating is a -12.
Uh-huh.
This does not feel like a comic you can listen to. It's hard to hear in a verbal story.
I think
People being shitty to each other, but you like them as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense to me. I need to have visuals along with it, or extra context.
Mm-hmm.
So in a story, if you're reading a book and they're being Mr. Darcy and Liz about it, you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're okay, I got it, yeah. Because there's all this little extra concept that you eventually get and you start to feel for it. But if someone's verbally just telling you, yeah, there's this rich guy who's a real asshole to this girl who's very having to deal with how anti-feminist it is in her time, it's hard to make you like those people.
Mm-hmm.
And so hearing about the story, it's a -12. I don't want anything to do with either of these 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
But when you showed me the comic and you were answering some of my questions and I was seeing what it is, my real answer is probably an 8.
Mm-hmm.
It's still not really to my taste. It's this sits between a 7 and an 8.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give it a 0.5. It's just between 7 and 8. Because I can't decide if I'm curious enough to want to read this comic or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting, it's fighty, it's catty. I'm not into rom-coms. They tend to make me cringe. The fact that there seems to be a little more depth to it, that we definitely have a guy who's oh, can you turn off the lights? Yeah, that's caught my interest because I'm that's telling to a bad relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And that's enough to make me kind of want to see and look. I still don't know if I'd enjoy the comic.
Mm-hmm.
So, between a 7 and an 8 is my realistic answer.
I would say, with Keel's interest in mind, because I do know this about her, that I love rom-coms and we will watch them, but I have to basically bring her the best out of whatever I've seen for her to be okay, we can do this.
I have to be warned. I have to be warned so much because it's really a silly thing that I deal with. I find it silly, but I can't stand being embarrassed, and I can't stand seeing other people get embarrassed.
Her empathy with embarrassment is too strong.
It's too strong.
But
it takes me out.
But also, a lot of times she has to be in the right mood. But I do have to reemphasize, out of all the things that I've read by Moscareto, which I think is only a fraction of what she actually has out or is available, I trust her so implicitly to deliver me something that I'm going to like, because I think the setup for... we talked about this a little bit earlier as well. She has a isekai comic that I'm about to mention. She has an isekai comic where someone's getting reborn into his life over and over again. And I'm not a big fan of isekais, but I read hers knowing I'm probably going to like this. And I'm not going to say it was my most favorite thing I've ever read, but it didn't annoy me, and I was interested enough to finish it, and I appreciated the twists and turns, and I appreciated what happened in it. If you are not a fan of a certain genre or type of story, but her name pops up, I encourage you to read it.
Yeah, like, because you know and love them, I'm sure that this is, like, someone whose work is stellar. But again, I'm not a comedy romance person. I can't do it because, like, they're always embarrassing.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to trick you into it. It's just you and me this week, baby.
I mean, like, you could very easily trick me into it. There's no lie there.
Well, if you want more from Moscareto, you can find her on Twitter at Moscareto. That's Moscareto. Or read one of her many other works. I personally recommend Punch Drunk Love, which is in stores or on Lezen. It is so fucking funny. I'm eventually going to do an episode on it. It is truthfully one of my most favorite things. I laughed out loud the whole time I read that motherfucker. And then also has some pretty cool character growth and some of my favorite moments out of probably any story I've read. So, do recommend. Shoot for the Stars is on Manta, and that's the one I was talking about, the idol isekai that I also enjoyed. Or you can read The New Recruit, which is on Lezen or in stores, which we also did an episode on, and it was one of Keel's faves.
Mm-hmm.
All of her stuff is good, so read it. If you want more from Oh DoYeon, you can find her on Twitter at O_D_YEON, or read Non-Refundable Alpha on Lezen. It's also goofy as hell, so I recommend it. But it's very short. I kind of wish I could see more art from her, because I really like what she's cooking with. Want more Whole? You can find us on Bluesky and Tumblr at Whole-Chat, where we post things about this podcast. You could also drop us a line in our inbox, whole.chat.69@gmail.com, where you could send us cat pics, questions, inquiries, or non-suspicious links to hot yaois and yuris in your area.
No, don't encourage that. Oh, God.
I have a very good ad blocker and safety stuff on my
You trust
web
too much
browser.
shit.
I trust myself. I've been on the internet a long time.
This is me we're talking about. I don't trust me.
I'm not going to forward you to the email. Jeez. Our DMs and comments are always open. We love to live dangerously, so don't be afraid to talk to us. Thank y'all for liking, subscribing, and sharing, and please do keep doing that. Your dad's probably bored.
Recommend a yaoi for Father's Day.
Yeah. Which I think it's past by now, but still do it. Thank y'all for spending part of your Pride Month with us. We hope y'all had a gay one. And that's all for this week, so tighten up.
Tighten up.